Yo, hit that like, hit that subscribe, comment throughout the show. Eagles pick up yet another 1-year prove it deal. Let's see if it works out.
Let's go! This ain't the Fox fight, or this game he stinks!
Oh shit!
It's gone!
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phlite Zone every Monday night, only on A2D Radio. Monday nights, 9:30. Show brought to you by Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. We got a lot to talk about tonight. No Sixers tonight, no Flyers tonight. Sixers lose a tough one last night. Harden did not play great at all. I think a little bit of an overreaction. I've gotten to the point in the season where whatever happens, happens. You know, if Harden's going to play well, we're going to go far. If Harden doesn't play well, we're not going to go far. It's just that simple. And then we decide whether we want to extend him or not. I mean, he's obviously going to go into this player option this year because he's going to turn away that type of money.
Yep.
But then after that, that's when the real questions come into play. Apparently, JJ Redick posted something to his Twitter. The big fan club on the Phlite Zone when it comes to JJ Redick. So hopefully he's been getting into shape since he did that.
Oh yeah, baby.
Did that one commentating job with ESPN. I think his exact quote was, "I would be robbing money from any team that I sign with right now because I'm out of shape." So hopefully he has gotten into shape, and that's why he posted that picture with a Sixers jersey on. So if he comes in, that can be a huge difference maker because then you don't have to rely on Furkan and Shake.
Long hair, JJ Redick, nothing can beat it when he has that long, slick hair.
I agree.
Something with the ball, something in his hair gel, just making it go in.
Oh, he's like a I don't want to say a monster. He could be the smaller monster, I guess.
Yeah.
Who was that? Earl? I don't know the name off the top of my head. Anyway, we got Eagles to talk about tonight. We have Phillies to talk about tonight, and then of course weekend winners. When it comes to the Eagles, sign another 1-year prove it deal. This is the fifth year in a row that they've done 1 year, even during the Super Bowl year when everything went into the bottle. All the lightning went into the bottle. It was just 1-year prove it deals, you know.
Yeah.
Since then, what's the record been? I know they had a 9-7 record, and then I know they had another 9-7 record. Then I think they went 3-13, and then last year they went 9-8-1.
Yep.
All of this since the Super Bowl.
And
our GM gets a 3-year extension, and that's probably one of the biggest signings of the offseason. Make it make sense, Evan. Make it make sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Yep. And that brings us to the poll for the night. Brought to you by Araya Public Adjusting. Do you have damage to your home or property? We may be able to help. Don't fight your homeowner's insurance alone. Contact Araya Public Adjusting at 813-564-3364. And they are licensed in Florida, Pennsylvania, and 13 other states. So make sure you check them out. Poll for the night. It's quite simple, actually. The Eagles have had an acceptable offseason until this point. So I'm obviously going to say disagree. I think it's quite clear. All these teams in the NFL got significantly better. All the ones that have championship aspirations. You look at the Chargers. You even look at the Chiefs. I know people questioning their move with Tyreek Hill, but they brought in Juju for a cheaper contract. They got a ton of draft capital for Tyreek Hill, and they saved a lot of cap space. So I think they got better. Broncos obviously got better with Russell Wilson. The list just keeps on going on and on and on with all these teams that have championship aspirations. The Rams retained everybody, and they added Allen Robinson, and I still think they're in talks with OBJ. So those teams are getting guys like that, and we're getting guys like Kaiser White. We're getting Hassan Reddick's good. But we're re-signing Anthony Harris, who did not make one play last year. Not one.
Nope.
Former Pro Bowler, former leader in the NFL in interceptions. Not one play last year, 31 years old. I'm still waiting for the Rodney Mcleod announcement. They signed Derek Barnett to a 2-year I don't know if the money
Was
came
it
out. It
18
was an
million?
$18.5
I
million.
thought it was 18.
So you're telling me that you are spending $14 million on Fletcher Cox, and what? I don't know how this money's going to be pushed. I don't know how he's going to do with the cap if we're just going to keep on kicking the can down the road. But let's hypothetically say that Derek Barnett's getting paid $8 million this year. So you're going to invest $22 million this year on the cap for 2 rotational defensive linemen. I mean, I love Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox is a legend in this city. But when is the last time he has done something significant that would help this football team advance to a championship? Not one thing.
Nope.
So why couldn't you spend that $23 million someplace else? And all these people would say, oh, we added a linebacker that had 150 tackles last year. If he had 150,
so did Alex Singleton.
Yeah, exactly. 140 tackles Singleton had?
Yeah.
So if this guy, and I've never seen Kaiser White play. I'll look up on the film. I'll try and do whatever I can to see. But if he's that good and he's that much of a steal, just like Eric Wilson was last year, just like Anthony Harris was last year, just like Stevie Nelson was last year, why was there nobody on the market? And why did it take him, 3 weeks to get signed to a team for a 1-year, $2.5 million salary cap hit this year? Is he really that good?
No.
And then they'll say that, they have the 3 first-round picks. Jimmy, give Howie a break. Jimmy, we just won the Super Bowl 5 years ago. Shut up.
Yeah.
It's
Ship has sailed.
Absolutely disagree to this poll. Absolutely. But the one thing, just real quick, the one thing that will change it, they draft Matt Corral or Malik Willis. I will be sunshine and rainbows.
Oh, no.
Go ahead.
See, I have mixed feelings about this offseason. Obviously, this Hassan Reddick pickup was huge. And just looking towards the draft, if we make some good draft picks that isn't a quarterback, I think we'll be better off. I mean, I love Jordan Davis. Stingley, if you can get Stingley, that would be great. And then you trade that other one, I think you'd be golden. But it was really an eyebrow raiser with signing Barnett because you just signed Sweat last year, and you have Brandon Graham, so one of them's going to have to be a backup.
Yeah,
I mean, so you're paying You're going to be paying a backup around $9 million a year, and no backup defensive end is getting that money.
And BG is making double digits, double-digit salary.
Yeah, so hopefully he stays healthy.
Yeah,
God bless him.
Josh Sweat, double-digit salary. Hassan Reddick, double-digit salary. And Derek Barnett's right there. So you got 4 defensive ends.
They're loaded up on the defensive side.
Well, they better produce. I mean, we haven't. Sure. When's the last time we've led the NFL, or not even led the NFL? It's top 10 in the NFL in sacks. I know everybody wants to talk about QB pressures and all that bullshit, but at the end of the day, this defense has not made significant plays outside of Darius Slay. And then when Alex Singleton finds the ball in his hands and returns it for a touchdown, it's the only time this defense ever makes a play.
That's the most true thing you said in a while, Jimmy. No, I'm just playing. But to say, I guess it's just acceptable. It wasn't anything great. It's just okay. We'll really have to see with the draft. Until this point, I'd say it's just 50-50. It just you didn't really do anything on the offensive side. You didn't get a wide receiver. I mean, you just signed Kelsey. I guess that was a good pickup. He's making a lot of money, which he deserves. So, the only thing is that like you said, the defense better step it the hell up this year because I'm going after everybody. I don't care who made a Pro Bowl last season. I don't care at all because if we go and draft defensive guys in the draft, there's no excuse. If you draft 3 first-round picks that are defensive guys, there's no excuse for our defense this season.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, dude, I hear you, but it's not going to happen. They're not drafting. First of all, they're not going to draft those 3 picks. I mean, I see Ethan right here. Oh, what's up, Pete? But I see Ethan right here. Rob checks in, says they have had an acceptable offseason. I just highly disagree. I it's just this we're in NFL purgatory right now with this team. I mean, we're gonna just keep on signing these 1-year prove it deals. Each offseason is gonna be the same exact thing. And it's just terrible. It's absolutely horrible. Ethan says that would we trade the 16th for the 29th and 30th pick? Now, if that were to happen, we would probably draft 15 and probably trade the 19th and then keep the 29th and then probably trade the 30th. And then we would just have a crap ton of second and third round picks. Or we
So
can maybe move
Oklahoma
that.
City Thunder. That's where we're going.
I
That's the route
mean,
we're going. Looks
everybody
like it.
wants all these draft picks, but then do we need to list you guys who we've drafted over the last few years? With the exception of last year, because those guys stepped up a little bit. I mean,
Yep.
Devontae Smith is Devontae Smith, Heisman Trophy winner. Landon Dickerson, Alabama offensive lineman. Let's just hope he stays healthy because we all know his injury history. Third round pick last year, Milton Williams. Stepped up last year. Fourth round. Was that Gainwell or was that somebody else?
McPherson? Was that McPherson?
McPherson was the fourth round, so he stinks.
He
Fifth round was Gainwell, and then I don't know the 6th or the 7th last year. But Dickerson, Williams, and Devontae Smith, they could be solid. I mean, with the exception of Devontae Smith and Landon Dickerson, Milton Williams can be a solid rotational guy that you got in the third round. That's good.
I agree.
Let's see if he can keep it up. Because what happened in the last few drafts? Everybody wants to clamor back to the 2018 draft with Goddard and Maddox and all those guys. Okay. I mean, I see very mid players right there.
Yeah.
I mean, if your biggest re-signing is a slot cornerback, I think you have to reconsider if you're a good GM or not.
Yeah.
Because we love Avante, but he can't play the outside.
Yeah. We're just not putting the right amount of money in some of these players. Like, I don't think Barnett was getting that deal anywhere else. $9 million a year, that's generous. After the season, he didn't have that great of a season last year. He's a walking 2 penalties a game for roughing the passer.
Yeah.
But I mean, yet again, like our offense, I feel like our offense is good enough. You're just missing that star wide receiver, that one wide receiver guy who's a vet, knows what he's doing. And you'd say quarterback, but I'd say just give it some time.
Yeah. They haven't announced Barnett's money yet, Jake, because I think they're scared to death too.
Oh, they didn't?
Yeah. Dude, I haven't heard anything. I thought I may have saw something 2 years.
I thought it was
18
$18 million.
But that could have been just Twitter burner bullshit. Yeah, Brian. The only problem with that is, I mean, love daily. Hockey happy hour every Tuesday. You need a mixture of both, though, Jimmy. You need guys who can pressure the quarterback and guys who can make plays. I mean, we haven't really done any of those since the Super Bowl year. And that Super Bowl year was the last place schedule. And that was also a year where you had a bunch of guys that were on 1-2 year prove-it deals because of horrible drafting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you want to look across the board, Slay you needed to trade for. You don't have another safety right now besides Anthony Harris, and you gave him another 1-year prove-it deal. You don't have another cornerback on the outside.
No.
You look at the linebackers, Kaiser White, free agent. TJ Edwards was one of your own. And then the defensive line. I mean, Williams homegrown. Fletcher Cox homegrown. Brandon Graham homegrown. Derek Barnett homegrown. But Derek Barnett stinks. Josh Sweat, I think the jury's still out on Josh Sweat. I think he needs to be healthy, and I think he needs to start playing more plays to earn that contract that he got.
Yep. I think our defensive line I would say is probably our strong suit, but with all the money we poured into it that we can't distribute out to other position players throughout the free agency, it's going to be iffy this season just for that reason.
Yeah. Well,
so they better get some fucking sacks this year. I don't care about QB hurries or anything like that. Like, just get sacks because QB hurries, You never know with some of our cornerbacks. I know that I think Brian it was that said QB pressure leads to guys like Slay making those big plays. Yeah, but I mean, what about the other guys? Who the hell else do we have besides that who can make plays?
Marcus Epps.
Yeah, he looks like the word concussion. Like he just plays like he has a concussion. He's always trying to give players concussions. Like I'm sorry if you see this, Epps. I'm sorry, but you're not good. You're not good. I'm sorry.
I mean,
Sorry, brother.
he's a valuable special teams player. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a
So is
valuable
JJ
backup
Ortega
safety.
Whiteside.
There's another draft pick that all of us are still clamoring.
Yep.
I just don't understand the Howie love in this city. I mean, it's just been rampant over the past 2 off seasons, and I'm like, why? Why? He has done nothing but destroy this franchise.
Yep.
And like we say every podcast, every blind squirrel finds his freaking nut. And that's what Howie did in the 2017 offseason. He found his nut.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta know a little.
Show sponsored by Manscaped. 20% off. With the discount code A2D. Speaking of comments are brought to you by BetUS. BetUS, leading online sportsbook, has been in the market for over 25 years. You can bet anywhere in the U.S. on everything. Use the link that I'm about to give you guys right here. Oh, now they're hiding it from me. They're setting me up. Setting me up for disaster. Where is it?
Oh, jeez.
There
Philly
it is.
Insider, what's up?
There it is. There's the link right there. Check them out, and you'll get 125% sign-up bonus.
That's a lot of percent.
That
is a lot of percent.
I mean, I wish I had 125% on grades, but who knows? Who knows? What's up, Philly Insider?
He's trolling.
All right, great. Thank you, Trav. Prediction for the next Eagles move, because I wanted to lay out what I think is going to happen with the rest of this offseason to you, because we don't have that much money left. We're probably going to have to sign 2 first-round picks, and if Howie does something with the money, continues to push more money down the road, and we'll just continue to be in salary cap purgatory, and he ends up drafting all 3, then fine. I'll give you both layouts. But here's what the more realistic one. I think we end up signing a veteran outside cornerback like we did last year, Steven Nelson. It won't be Nelson, but it'll be somebody else. He'll be the starter. You'll end up bringing back Rodney and Harris will be your secondary or your safeties in the back. He definitely won't draft a linebacker now. He's not going to draft Lloyd. He's not going to draft Kobe Dean. So your linebackers are going to stay TJ Edwards and Kaiser White. And then I think he has his defensive line in place. He might go draft another defensive tackle. We may get Jordan Davis. That's a maybe. But yeah, I think you're set. I think the only other free agent signing you're going to see is Rodney Mcleod. I think that's going to be the next Eagles move, whether that's before or after the draft.
Nope.
During the draft, I think at 15, they are going to take one of the wide receivers. I think they're going to take one of the wide receivers. Yeah. And then I think they're going to take a defensive guy like Jordan Davis if he's there. And then they're going to trade 19 and flip it into a first-round pick next year.
Wow.
I just think that's what the plan's going to be. And then come second round, I think that's where you see maybe a secondary guy. It's just going to be the same story over and over and over again. They're going to go offense, and then they're going to go defense with the 2 picks that they use. I just think that's what's going to happen.
I do hope we trade 19. And by that, I mean number 19 and a 19th pick. I kind of thought you said that at first. I was like, Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're not going to get anything for number 19. You might get something for the 19th pick, but you're not getting anything for number 19. I'll tell you that. Yeah, Rob, Chris Olave, and Jordan Davis, I would be fine with that. I really would. But I think this is just eerily similar to what has been happening. I mean, they get a wide receiver high, and then they go interior defensive guy, or they go defensive end, or they go, I don't know, a Milton Williams, or they go a Derek Barnett, and then they'll go wide receiver. It's just, where's the quarter? Who's going to be throwing Chris Olave the ball? Who's going to be covering on the other side of the ball, on the other side of Darius Slay? Like, is TJ Edwards going to take that next step? Is Kaiser White going to be really good, like he was in the Chargers defensive scheme? I hope.
Yeah.
I mean, 144 tackles is nothing nowadays. We saw Alex Singleton get that last year.
Easily. Yep. He is, and I'm not knocking him for his size, but he's also like only 220 and 6'1".
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like they just signed a Davion Taylor. Only Kaiser White knows how to play football.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll probably have Kaiser White this year. Maybe he'll have another 140 tackles. He'll have an okay season, and then he'll go someplace else. And then Davion Taylor will come in and fill in the shoes because Howie and Jeffrey are in love with their draft picks. They're in love with their mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's unbelievable. And Trav, I don't think we're going to have the money to sign Honey Badger. I would love it, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I mean, maybe if you don't sign Fletcher Cox and Derek Barnett, you have money to sign Honey Badger. You have money to sign Bobby Wagner. And then you could go draft a Jordan Davis.
Exactly.
Like, I would much rather have Honey Badger, Bobby Wagner, and Jordan Davis over a Fletcher Cox, Derek Barnett, and Kaiser White. And they're probably all around the same type of money.
Yeah. He's sliding.
If you could get Nakobe Dean in the second round, obviously. Like, I could maybe see that, like how Joker was, who ended up going to Cleveland, who had a phenomenal year.
Yep.
Who the Eagles
We
passed
both
on.
wanted him. We both were very high on him for the draft last year.
Yeah. And if Kobe is there in the second round, you have to take him. How can you? But we all know it's.
I don't think he'll drop that far. I think that.
I mean, that's what we thought about Joe. That's what we thought about.
He had a heart issue, so everyone was. Nakobe Dean doesn't have a heart issue like the Joker did.
Yeah.
He would have been a first-round pick, but.
Two first-round picks. Yeah. I mean, if that's the case, and then 16, you could take Jordan Davis, hopefully, and then 19, you take one of those receivers.
That's not bad.
I mean, I would be okay with it, but.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's such a – I know it's only 15 picks back, but the game changers you're going to be drafting – I know there's a lot of game changers in the first round, but the first 15, they're usually, like, the best of the best. Like, I know we drafted some good guys in the second round and all that, but the dogs are in the top 15.
Yeah. Travis Jones is a solid prospect. But if it's between him and Nakobe Dean in the second round, but then again, you got to look to see what they do. It's all hypotheticals now.
Yeah.
But I think Wyatt or Davis will be there at 15. And I don't think you trade 15. I think if you trade any one of the picks, you're trading 19, maybe 16. But probably 19, and not number 19, as in JJ or Shaga Whiteside.
Or Shaga Whiteside.
Oh, he doesn't deserve me to say his name correctly.
No. Oh, yeah.
Trav, I don't think we're going to draft a corner. Sauce is going to go in the top 10. I even think Stingley's probably going to go top 12. I don't think Stingley and I would not package our 2 picks and move them up.
Yeah, no.
I wanted to get to this. Jake says, one thing I'll never worry about, and Jake Fan Friday, check him out. Rob Brinkman on Sports Hounds before us, so check him out as well. Jake says, one thing I'll never worry about with Howie Roseman is the cap. And I feel like that is the typical defensive Howie. And I'm not saying, Jake, you're a defender of Howie, but I think we got to start pumping the brakes on saying he's a cap genius, because I think there's starting to become a trend around the league where general managers know how to do what Howie Roseman does with the cap. It's not any hidden secret.
Mm-hmm.
You throw in a lot of bonuses into these player contracts. You build up good rapport with your players, and then you tell them, hey, you're going to get all your money towards the end of your contract. Is that okay? Yeah, sure, Howie, just as long as I get my money.
Yeah.
Like I'm a
You're like
freaking
a procrastinator of giving all this money.
Exactly.
It's all waiting to the last minute.
Exactly. I am a former communication major turned education major turned history major, and I know that works. How that would work in a sports management major. Like it's just that I'm done. I'm done with anything that Howie Roseman does. I just think it's just horrible.
Yeah. All right.
We're gonna be 9-8 again. Maybe 8-9, maybe 10-7.
Mm-hmm.
You could always make cap space, as the Saints and Rams have shown, but at the same time, Honey Badger should get a good deal. Yeah, Honey Badger's going to be making $14 to $15 million, I think.
I could see him going to someone like the Jets, like a low market team. I feel like I don't know. He won his championship.
I see you, Mr. Wing. Rob says all 3 picks. I mean, Rob, if they take all 3 picks, I honestly think I would consider saying that this was possibly a successful season, because at least 2 of those picks are going to be starters.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's why he hasn't spent that much money this year, because he's just banking on himself, Jeffrey, and the pro scouts in picking the 3 possible best players.
Oh, I agree.
But from what we hear, he's going to be trading one of them. So,
yeah, I mean, if they really are struggling with the money, I think maybe you do just trade one for next season, because if you go and get someone like Jordan Davis, you won't have to pay Fletcher Cox money next year. You won't resign him if that's what it takes. I mean, Milton Williams stepped up. You got those 2 guys that are going to be homegrown, and then it's just there's a very good defensive roster we have on paper, but they just got to put it all together, because it can't be like last year when you were letting up 30 pieces a game like that. No, you need to stop
against good teams. They looked like a bottom 5 team in the NFL.
Yeah,
but then of course when you play teams that was quarterbacked by Garrett Gilbert or Mike Glennon or Jake Fromm, of course you're going to look like a playoff team.
Yeah.
And then even then your quarterback was struggling against those guys. Guys like Trevor Siemian. Give me a break. Give me a freaking break with the freaking Howie Roseman praise and the Jalen Hurts deserves another chance. I don't want either of them on this team. Not even a little bit. Get me Riddick from ESPN to be our freaking general manager, and get me Malik Willis as our quarterback, or get me Matt Corral as our quarterback. Because you struck out on Aaron Rodgers, you struck out on Russell Wilson, you struck out on Deshaun Watson, who, of course, we were in on all of those guys, but somehow, some way, we didn't end up with them, like it always happens. Howie Roseman always has to stick his nose into the media and say, oh, yeah, we were in on those guys, but it just didn't work out. They didn't want to come here because there was a money struggle, or they didn't want to come here because of the fans, or we didn't want to come here because there's no weapons. Mm-hmm. It's just excuse after excuse after excuse. And this is why this franchise is in purgatory.
Yep. We'll see.
Rob says Pascal, Barnett, White, Reddick, and picks 15, 16, 19, and 51 will be the offseason. And Rob says previously that he thinks it's a success. It's not an unsuccessful offseason. Well, Pascal average, Barnett slightly average, White okay, maybe above average, Reddick all pro talent, and then picks 15, 16, 19, and 51. They're all going to be unproven guys, whether we like them or not. They're all going to be unproven guys, and that's going to bring you to an 8 and 9 season, and that's unacceptable in my eyes. You haven't done anything since that Super Bowl, and you were basically pretty much set up for success.
We were living off it, though.
And you struck out. I mean, you were living off of it, and then you struck out on every single move that you made after that Super Bowl.
Yep. You re-signed the wrong guys.
Yes, that's why you got to be critical on this team. That's why you got to be critical on Howie Roseman and not give him a slap on the ass for signing Derek Barnett to a team-friendly deal. We're signing Zach Pascal because he's better than Jalen Reagor. Evan's better than Jalen Reagor.
Throw me the ball, Jalen.
Mr. Wing, we'll get to that in the last segment of the show. That's just unbelievable. You're gonna have to wait till the end of the show for us to talk about that because it's just
we got some losers. That's all we gotta say right now. We got some losers ready.
Yeah, I don't know if Ryan posted that.
Dude, he did. It's in the group chat.
Did he post it on our socials though?
Oh, of you?
Yeah.
No, he just put it in the chat.
I don't know if the people are going to be able to hear it. We'll repost it to the Phlite Zone story, and then we'll see how that goes. But that is just great.
I'm going to.
Yeah. What can I say?
Ryan Brodo, ATD Radio.
He is
on every day.
A meme machine.
Of course.
Yeah. Philly Insider, Sky Moore. It's just the last sentence is what always gets me. Feels like the Cooper Cup of this class. Nobody knows who's going to be the Cooper Cup of this class. That's what kills me because we're going to hype ourselves up and then we'll probably get this guy and then he'll end up being like a Nelson Aguilar.
Yep. I just can't get my hopes up with any round 2 quarterbacks that we draft, like it's hard to. Cuz I mean, you hit on Watkins. I mean, you hit on, of course you're going to hit on the Heisman, obviously, but I don't know.
Yeah. And Rob comes out with the Carson attacks. They struck out because your boy Carson collapsed and ended up being a total loser. Yeah, I mean,
I love it.
Worst offensive line in football. Greg Ward, number 1 wide receiver. When Greg Ward's going to be the number 5 wide receiver this year. I mean, he had a solid year.
Offensive line.
He had a solid year up until the last 2 weeks. He choked. He choked.
Okay.
I mean, it happens with quarterbacks. Well, what did our quarterback do?
Against the Jaguars.
But what did our quarterback do?
He made the playoffs.
But what did he do in the playoffs?
You said we weren't going to make
He didn't look like he belonged in the league.
He would never go to the playoffs.
He looked like he didn't belong in the football league in that playoff game. And you can tell me repeat Super Bowl champs all you want. God. At the end of the day, they built this team around Jalen Hurts last year, and he couldn't beat a viable NFL football team last year. He couldn't.
The Bucs were good.
Okay, but he didn't even compete with them.
But they were miles better.
I want to talk about the quarterback that's on the Eagles, not the quarterback that's anywhere else. I'm talking about the quarterback that's on the Eagles right now. Did he look like an NFL quarterback against good teams?
The Bucs defense is miles better than our defense was last season too.
I don't care. He didn't look like he belonged in the league.
Neither did Kyler Murray. Does that mean he's not the guy?
I think Kyler Murray's light years better than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. But still, you can't use that.
Every solid team that we played last year, we got destroyed because the offense couldn't move.
You literally didn't. You didn't have a running back because your quarterback was your running back. And dude,
And I want a quarterback that's going to play like a quarterback, not like a running back.
Jimmy, you just got to give him time. He's going to throw the ball a lot this season. I could tell.
Jalen Hurts did not take us to the playoffs last year. We had to switch up the entire freaking offensive scheme because he couldn't throw the football. A good offensive line and 185 rushing yards per game through a 6-week stretch got us to the playoffs last year. Defense gives up 40 points because we're 3-and-out city.
Our offensive line was getting blown off the ball too.
Because they were sending 6 guys every single time. Because they were daring him to throw the football.
That's on coach.
That's on coach. So it's on everybody but Jalen Hurts, right?
Why would that be Jalen Hurts' fault if they're sending 6 guys?
They can't throw the football.
Oh my gosh.
Who do I praise? I do not praise Mac Jones, if that's what we're saying. I don't like Mac Jones. Not even a little bit.
That's Daniel. Mac Jones is Daniel Jones. I don't want to hear it.
Sub highlight reel. He's already accomplished more than Wentz. Wentz has a Super Bowl ring. Wentz has 11 wins in a season.
I mean, that's only 2 more.
Jalen Hurts won. Jalen Hurts won 8 games.
How many did Carson win before he got hurt?
How many?
For that season.
That
full season, his MVP.
All right, Jalen was. Let's do this. Jalen was 1-2 in his first 3 starts. Carson was 3-0, and looked damn near perfect. Did Jalen Hurts look perfect in his first 3 starts? I know the team was a little bit better, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We do this once a month on this show, and the people that try and say that Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz, you're just a freaking troll that has an agenda.
Right now, he is.
He's not. He's not even close. He's not even close. He's not even close.
In what aspect, Jimmy? Just throwing?
An overall quarterback.
Dude, he threw them out of games all last season.
Oh my God! But he was throwing the football. It's the same. It's the same argument that you have with Ben Simmons. He's a basketball player that doesn't shoot. Jalen Hurts is a quarterback that doesn't throw. What are we talking about?
He was throwing to the other team's quarterback all season last season, and doing that little stupid dish pass right to the other team at the 1-yard line.
And he ended up winning that game. He ended up winning that game. So that's irrelevant. That is totally irrelevant. How does it not matter? You won that football game. So what does it matter?
We made the playoffs. I think
we made the playoffs and it was bullshit. And we got embarrassed because the quarterback couldn't do anything and the defense sucks because the general manager sucks.
Yeah.
I'm not putting this all on Jalen Hurts. I'm putting it on Howie Roseman and Jalen Hurts. You overdrafted a quarterback in the 2nd round when he should have went literally anywhere else.
But, dude, we're in a better spot now than we were if we had Wentz.
That is just total bullshit.
No.
Wentz had a solid season up until those.
You would have been stuck with Carson. You would have been stuck with Carson all
by the end of his contract. He's not going to be a top 10 paid quarterback.
All his little bullshit baggage. Jimmy, he didn't want the Eagles to win. He didn't want us to win.
What are you talking about? He didn't want us to win.
He was a jealous little bitch boy. That's what he was.
That is a Jeffrey.
That was dude. Report. I can definitely see that.
That is a Jeff McClain report.
Garrett Blount said it
nobody
too.
should believe.
Garrett Blount said that too.
Okay, and
he confirmed that.
But what did he confirm though? Like until we all hear
that Carson said some shit like that.
But what did he say though? But everybody looks at the reading of what Jeff McClain always has to say. But then when Jeff McClain talks about it, he kind of eases up on it. But in the paper, it's all, Carson Wentz did this. Carson Wentz did that.
I get it. He's competitive.
For the reads, for the clicks.
Dude, I can see that shit. I can see that.
But what can you see? Everybody in that freaking in the room, in the injury room, was like, of course, yeah, they wanted to play. Maybe Carson said something a little sketchy, but it was definitely blown out of proportion.
I don't know. Maybe.
There's no way in hell that he said, I don't want them to win because I have a torn ACL. There is no chance.
There was just jealousy in his voice. That's all it was.
All right, maybe there was a little bit of jealousy in his voice.
There
but there's no
there
chance-
shouldn't be, dude. It was our first ever fucking Super Bowl win, I know he's competitive, and he's saying he wishes he was out there, but you can't. I'm not like pointing fingers, but if you have two players that came out and said that was true, there has to be something about that.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like every time we come in to peace, and it's not even peace. It's just every time you blink an eye, it seems like once a month there's another report that comes out on Carson Wentz. Who cares?
I feel like
No. Is it to shy us away from the fact that we have a quarterback that should be a backup quarterback in the NFL? Is that why these reports always come out? Because the guys that had their agenda throughout all of Carson's tenure here in Philadelphia, they just need to keep on sprinkling on top of it to hide the fact that we have a quarterback that replaced Carson that sucks. Is that why?
No.
I
Dude,
think
just give it.
But why was he re-reporting the story? Like I don't understand. If he already reported it last year, why is he bringing it back to light this year? To try and hide the fact that Jalen sucks?
No,
it makes sense.
No. Just give it a few weeks, Jim. Taylor Heineke's coming for that spot, and Carson, he's gonna cry like a little bitch and think he's gonna get the spot right away. It ain't happening. He's not gonna get that job easily, you know. And he's scared to compete. He does too much. He does way too much. Ryan said in the group chat, he was completely right. Carson, he tries to be Superman. He came back when the Eagles were struggling with Foles in the beginning of the season in 2019.
No, they rushed him back.
Yeah,
because Foles was horrible in the beginning of that season.
Okay. I don't know why they would rush him back.
Because he was their young guy. He was the guy he was the man in 2017.
But he was just doing way too much. I mean, it's an organization.
But how is he doing
just as much as his?
Like we go through this every single like once a month. Like, was he doing too much? I mean, all the elite quarterbacks in the NFL have immense talent around him. Who's the best guy that he's had around him? Alshon Jeffrey towards the back end of his career. And then what happened after that? Nelson Aguilar? And then you look at these guys like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow and Aaron Rodgers, who has had Devontae Adams and Jordy Nelson and Greg Jennings his entire career. And then you look at Tom Brady, who goes down to Tampa Bay and has a literal all-pro team around him 2 years in a row where the starters don't move at all. And then you look at Matt Stafford, who has Cooper Kupp, OBJ, Robert Woods, a plethora of running backs. Like, what has Carson Wentz has throughout his career?
I mean, dude, Alshon Jeffrey, that one season that they won the Super Bowl, was probably a top 5 receiver in the league. He was probably the best receiver in the playoffs in big moments. I mean, obviously, he didn't have any of those star players like that, but it's just how it happened. Like, Philly isn't a market that people want to go to.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Bryce says it best. I mean, Jason Kelce and Fletcher Cox, the two leaders of that Super Bowl team, were with Wentz all the way to the end, and even when he got traded. I mean, Fletcher Cox was in damn near tears during one of the press conferences, and then he got to the point where he wasn't even answering questions from Jeff McClain. But then you got guys like Alshon Jeffrey or LeGarrette Blount who want to confirm all of this. So it seems like there was a divided locker room between Team Wentz and Team Foles. That's what it seems to be to me. We'll never know what actually happens, but I would say I would want to believe Jason Kelce and Fletcher Cox over LeGarrette Blount and Alshon Jeffrey, who were here for 2 seconds. That's all.
Darren Sproles.
Did he confirm it, though? Because LeGarrette Blount was the one that confirmed it, not Darren Sproles.
I don't know if he was trying to stir shit, but I'm not sure about Darren Sproles, but he was reportedly one of the ones. So, scary territory. Bro, what is GOAT's stature? Get out of here, bro. Obviously, we were 12.
Yeah, Bryce. Bryce says it best. Like, this is what I want to say every single podcast when somebody brings up Wentz, but I just can't. I look at Carson Wentz as the guy that brought us a Super Bowl, first ever Super Bowl. He made this football team relevant up until his injury, and then Foles was struggling to the point where we were begging for Nate Sudfeld to come in Week 17. I was at that game. People were chanting for Nate Sudfeld in that Week 17 game when it was 3 degrees outside and we had already clinched the number 1 seed. And then Foles struggled again in the Atlanta game. And then all of a sudden, we just caught lightning in a bottle against Minnesota and, of course, at Minnesota in the Super Bowl. Like 2 great games from Nick Foles led to a can of worms. And we could blame Wentz for the part where he may have been a little what's the word? Diva-ish in a way. But the guys that continue to harp on the fact that this was all Carson Wentz's fault, they clearly have an agenda.
He won it out at the end of the day.
But why did he want out? Because there was nobody around him. And he felt like they chose Hurts over him.
They didn't. That was an insurance policy.
Why are you drafting an insurance policy in the second round? Overdrafting for a quarterback in the second round to be an insurance policy.
He was a Heisman winner. That's why. I feel like that's why. I feel like that's the reason why.
So was your boy Baker, and you're shitting on him. So what's up?
I don't want Baker now.
Okay.
He was a first pick.
I can name a bunch of bums that won the Heisman.
He was an insurance exactly, Mr. Wing. He was.
Why are you drafting an insurance policy in the second round of the? Why?
Because you needed a good quarterback that can make plays.
You needed a freaking wide receiver to catch the football for him. That's what you needed. That same draft, you drafted Jalen Reagor.
Oh my gosh. It wasn't built around Hurts. I'm telling you, Jimmy, it really wasn't. It was because Carson missed every single playoff game.
Every single playoff game. He tore his ACL.
He was hurt.
He tore his ACL.
Okay. Then he had a broken back.
Yes.
Then a broken neck. And he had brittle ass bones like my grandma. Like,
when's the last time he missed a game,
That's why they needed Hurts.
When is the last time he missed a game due to injury? How many starts in a row? And then go to Jalen Hurts. How many has he missed?
1.
Okay, and how many has Carson missed?
In Philly?
Overall, he started every game last year, 17. And then when did he get benched? In 2020. After what game? Game 13?
13.
So what? 30 starts in a row Carson has made. So stop saying with the fucking injury bullshit. Making me curse.
Yeah, but
why are you making me curse?
Dude, it's factuals though. That's why they drafted Hurts. He was never intended to be the guy.
Why
That's all it was. I didn't draft him.
But you sure as hell love him. You are a closeted Jalen Hurts fan.
I'll take him.
Closeted.
I'll take him.
When are you going to come out? Because you are in the closet right now in the Jalen Hurts Society. No, you are.
I'm not. I'm really not. I'm looking. If we don't do good this season, it's not the end all be all. You know, it's not.
Mr. Wing,
it's not the end all be all. So if he doesn't have a good season, you go and draft a quarterback next season, and you learn that he's not the guy. That you just got to make sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think it was always Wentz and Doug versus Jeff and Lori, or Jeff and Howie.
That's all management problems. It is.
Yeah, I don't know. If he was an insurance policy, why was he stepping in on the snaps? Like, why were we doing that bullshit in 2020? I mean, Mr. Wing, we had people running our starting quarterback out of town in 2020, cheering for his demise, cheering for injury in Carson. I mean, that's what was happening. But they weren't actually watching the football games. They weren't watching the freaking Sua Opetas being the starting offensive guard. They weren't watching the Deontay Burnett or the Travis Fulgham or the Greg Ward. or their horrendous defense or their horrendous game planning. They literally hand catered an offense for Jalen Hurts this past last offseason. And that's what Jalen Hurts produced. He literally lost you. How many games did Jalen lose you this year? 3, including the playoff game.
I'd say around 3.
He
Yeah.
sucked against good competition.
Dude, first-year coach, first-year player.
Oh my God.
It's making adjustments
Right,
on the fly.
so you're allowed to make excuses for
No
Jalen,
excuses
but I'm not
for
allowed to make excuses for Carson.
Jimmy, no excuses for Carson had 3 years.
You just listed 3 excuses
Carson
for
had
Jalen.
3. Carson had 3 years. He had 3.
Yeah, Brinkman, I mean, it is what it is. They both sucked last year, I guess, if you want to say it. They definitely sucked in the last games that they played as a part of their teams. But I know this year coming up, we'll see what happens. I don't know.
My final statement on this is I'd rather be paying a bum rookie salary than what? How much is Carson making?
Carson Wentz is going to be outside of the top 10 paid quarterbacks at the end of his contract.
27 or something like that?
That's how much money quarterbacks get paid. That's what they get paid in this market. That's what they get paid in this league.
So you're saying he's deserving of that money?
It was another team-friendly deal that Howie Roseman made early on. It's what he did with Avante. It's what he did with Jordan Mailata. It's what he tried to do with Dallas Goedert. All these team-friendly deals. That's what he did with Carson. Because at the end of it, he's going to be outside of the top 10 paid quarterbacks.
At the time, he wasn't. That's all everybody else was worried about.
When he got signed, he was signed as a top 5 quarterback. He wasn't a top 5 quarterback when he got signed in that 2018 offseason.
I mean, he just came off an ACL. He just came off an ACL. Not necessarily. I know he was an undisputed MVP going into that Rams game. But I mean, after an ACL, there's no way.
But this is for all the stats people, because he had an MVP season in 2017. And then when he came back, he was just as good statistically in 2018. Now, I'm an eye test type of guy. I know he wasn't playing as good as he was. But for all the stats people, he was playing statistically just as well, if not better. So that's why they signed him. He was rated what? The 3rd best player in football after the 2017 football season? And you're telling me he wasn't deserving of that contract then?
Is he now?
Yes, because at the end of it, he's going to be paid outside of the top 10 quarterbacks.
Oh, my God. No. He's going to be benched by week 4.
If you ask me this, no. If you ask me this, I'm taking him over Cox, Barnett, and Hurts, because those 3 contracts are going to equal what Carson's getting paid this year. And then you could draft a Jordan Davis.
No comment.
No comment.
No.
Really?
Carson.
If we erase everything
Is Carson that much better than you? I feel like you're over evaluating him a lot more than he is.
I mean,
he was throwing the ball, dude. That one season, I know you could say he was trying to throw to this guy, and that guy. He had this guy who you couldn't name, or it doesn't matter. He was throwing the ball that it wasn't. There's plays that weren't even close. He doesn't know how to throw a ball away. You see that?
Yeah, I don't know.
The Eagles are gonna have the Eagles defense is gonna have a field day on Carson Wentz. He's gonna have multiple fumbles when they play against Carson.
Yeah. You already know my take on it. He's gonna come into Philadelphia and he's gonna beat us. I mean, that's what's gonna happen. And then all hell is gonna break loose on A2D radio.
Yeah, from you. Let's see the blow up, man. Let's see, where is it? Where's the blow up all at?
It's not on me. I popped it.
Inflated?
I popped it and I lost the pump up thing.
Jeez.
How can anyone disagree to this poll is my question. So I'm assuming Tommy thinks that. So Tommy thinks that they have had an acceptable offseason. I disagree to a time.
I mean, it's been better than recent years.
It's been the same thing. 1 year prove it deals or re-signing Derek Barnett.
I think just the Hassan Reddick deal is bigger than any deal we've made in the last couple of years. I mean, maybe Darius Slay is up there, but
yeah, I think the Eagles suck. Not suck. I just think they're going to be an average football team again. I mean, they've been average to below average since the Super Bowl victory, and you just extended your general manager. Why? Like, that alone should tell you that this offseason has been just an absolute disgrace.
yeah.
You have been a below average football team since the Super Bowl victory, and you extend your freaking general manager for 3 years. Absolutely disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. And then sprinkling Derek Barnett on top of that.
That was
Dude,
bad.
I'd rather have a 4th round draft pick to fill in that role as opposed to
was
spending however much money you're going to be spending on him.
Mhm.
Just use your 4th round pick to be your 4th defensive end. Like, why? Why?
I don't know.
And same with Fletcher Cox, dude.
We
Like,
didn't need him.
like, what are we trying to do? We're trying to we are trying to be a 9-8, 10-7 football team to get the 7th seed, to get the extra revenue for the playoff game. That's all Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie want. That's why you're signing Derek Barnett to these deals. That's why you're signing Fletcher Cox for 1 more year. It's just a mess. And if you don't see it, I'm sorry. It's just horrible.
Dude, I do see it. I see it. You just need to see that this is Hurts' last season if he doesn't prove himself. Dude, he might not even get the job. Minshew might get the job.
You know damn well if Jalen Hurts and Gardner Minshew are the top 2 quarterbacks on this roster come July, Jalen Hurts is getting that starting job.
I mean, it would have to be earned, I'd hope.
He already earned it. I mean, we talk. Freaking Nick Sirianni's son has a Jalen Hurts jersey. He said it.
Dude, all right. His dad's just he's funny.
Pove comes in. Pove, the hockey happy hour every Tuesday night. Great to the poll. Getting White was nice. Yeah, I just hope it's not. I just hope he's not a slightly better version of Alex Singleton.
Nate Carey. Nate Jerry.
Is he Nate Jerry?
Maybe. Minshew might be traded. I don't think Minshew's going to get traded. I think that everyone who's in line to get a quarterback or need a quarterback is in a good position for the draft.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only way a quarterback gets traded on this roster is if the Eagles draft a 1st round pick quarterback this year. So if they draft a Willis or a Corral or a Pickett, I think Hurts goes. I think Hurts goes on draft night. What team? I don't know. Maybe the Lions. Maybe the Texans.
Jesus. What if he went to the Giants?
And then what happens to Jones? Because I don't think they're out on Jones yet.
Jones.
But I don't think they're out on Jones yet. I think
Giants fans are the most delusional fans if they think Jones is it. They think just because he looks like some little white guy, they think he's gonna be the next Eli. No, that's not how that works.
No, he stinks. Is he better than Jalen Hurts? Maybe.
Oh my god,
Maybe.
I knew you were gonna fucking say that.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, exactly. Mr. Wink says the owner loves Daniel Jones, and they think that Dable can get something out of Daniel Jones. So I don't think Hurts would go to the Giants, but Jake says he would not be mad at all if we got Willis. Well, Jake, if they do that, I don't think Hurts will be here. I think Hurts is gone. I think Hurts is traded to those teams that are trying to build, like a Texans, like a Lions, like a
Seattle.
Maybe a Seattle, maybe even a Tennessee, because we have no idea how long they're going to be in on Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah. Would you
maybe Tennessee?
Would you want Ryan Tannehill? Over
I
Hurts
don't know. Nah,
right
probably
now?
not. Probably not. Probably not.
All right.
But I think Tennessee would maybe take a shot in the dark on Jalen Hurts.
See. He's gonna light us.
Also, Brakeman is like zoned in on the fact that we're going to take all these 3 picks. And if that's the case, I want one of them to be a quarterback. If we actually do, and I don't think we will. Yeah, I don't even think there's a chance in hell that we take all 3 of these picks. But if we do, I definitely want one of them to be a quarterback.
I don't think so.
Dude, could you imagine if we get Malik Willis, Jordan Davis, and a Chris Olave? And then you sign Rodney McLeod and you sign another cornerback, and then you go on with your day with your defense, who's probably going to be a top half defense.
But like Jimmy, because you just said it. If you go and draft a guy like that, they might still throw Hurts out there for the first few weeks. And then what's gonna be an excuse when one of these guys go out that we just drafted and looks like complete dog shit?
They won't.
And then the season next, he looks like dog shit again. Like it's a cycle. Like until we actually get the guy, like none of these guys in the draft really seem like the guy to me. I like Pickett, I like Willis, but Corral.
I like Corral. I see a little bit of Drew Brees in Corral, and I see a smaller Josh Allen and Malik Willis. And I would take those 2 guys any day of the week. And if Willis is an upside pick, he's an upside pick. But if you do take Willis, I think you're trading Jalen Hurts. And then if you're not ready to start Willis, make Gardner your starter until next year. Have Gardner have a hell of a year. Trade Gardner, and then Willis is your guy next year. I think that would be a beautiful plan. If you were to draft Malik Willis and a Chris Olave, and then you have a hell of a young defense, a quarterback that's going to be able to throw the football, the best offensive line in football, and then next year you could just go all defense. That is the perfect plan. Like all these guys that are just honed in on Jalen Hurts having this next year. What has this kid shown you since his first year at Alabama that he has changed? He has been the same quarterback since then. So why are we just going in the same circle over and over and over again?
Mm-hmm. It's Jimmy. It's a new season. That's all. It is. It was his first season with a new coach.
It wasn't his first season. It was his second season. He has been in the NFL for 2 years.
Listen. First season that he had starts.
He had starts in his first season.
2 years ago with Doug Peterson, who had a way different offense.
Okay, the same offense that Carson Wentz failed and got ran out of town.
Yes.
Right?
You could put part of that on Doug. You could put part of that on Wentz.
I put all of it on Howie.
Most of it on the organization.
Put all of it on the organization, actually.
And then last year, new coach he didn't know what he was doing with the first few weeks. Coach didn't know what he was doing the first few weeks.
First few weeks, he adjusted his entire offense because his quarterback couldn't throw.
He got fucking flowers thrown at him in the first couple.
What happened against Atlanta?
That was a great game. Good. That was an amazing game, guys.
And then you got film on Jalen Hurts, and then he sucked.
You played the most. Dude, Atlanta was a sorry ass team, and you played him in the first week. All right. So new season, you have everything together. You have, if he does not have a good start to the season, he will be benched, and he's not going to start again, and they will either cut him or trade him.
He won't be benched. Have you not seen these guys in this organization, Evan? He will not be benched. If he is the quarterback in September, whatever date it is in week 1, he will be the quarterback in week 18. He will.
I don't think so. I really don't.
They can't admit their mistakes. Why is J.J. Arcega-Whiteside still on this freaking team? Because they can't admit their mistakes.
Because he's a good blocker.
So tell him to eat some more freaking Wheaties and put him on the offensive line then.
Oh my gosh.
Like, so you're telling me you'd rather have Jalen Hurts this year as opposed to drafting all 3 picks, getting a Malik Willis, a Jordan Davis, and then a Chris Olave. And then you have a superbly young offense to grow into. And Malik Willis can be that guy with a Chris Olave and a Devontae Smith, and then Quez in the slot, and then a Dallas Goedert and the best offensive line in football.
I want to know first before I answer that. Do you think that we're gonna win next season? What do you think is going to be different if we draft a guy like Malik Willis or just do exactly everything you just said? Will the wins come? What, one more win?
We will be in a better spot. We will be in a better spot 2 seasons from now, and we'll probably have the same amount of wins, a 7th seed. And the quarterback and whoever starts in that playoff game this coming year will actually throw the football and keep us in the game. Like I used to say this all the time during the actual season, where whenever we were down with Carson, I had a glimmer of hope because he could actually throw us back into a football game. Jalen Hurts cannot throw us back into a football game because he can't throw the football.
I guess. We'll see this season, baby. Big things for him this season.
Mr. Wing, Josh Allen was a 2-year project with Buffalo, and look at him now. He's a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. Do we see top 3 quarterback in the NFL with Jalen Hurts? Do you, Evan? Yeah, exactly.
No, because obviously not. But he was just in a way better situation with way better players. You know? Way better situation with way better players. Stephon Diggs?
Okay. And who's to say that Devontae Smith can't turn into Stephon Diggs?
I don't know.
Because I think he can.
I mean, not right now. But
Mr. Wing, I said smaller version of Josh Allen.
Yeah, 5'10" is 5'10" is that's.
I think Willis
3 inches shorter than Hurts. 3 inches shorter than Hurts. That's You're getting into Kyler Murray size now.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts is 6'1".
Okay. And Jalen Hurts can't throw the football. So what's your point?
Dude, Malik Willis, he played for Liberty. Am I wrong?
Okay, Josh Allen played for Wyoming. I mean, Joe Burrow went to 2 different schools. He had to transfer. So did Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's really, really good. Jalen Hurts isn't.
But no, I'm sorry. I'm not taking a 5'10". No.
A 5. Okay, so Russell Wilson, Drew Brees is bad. Are they bad quarterbacks? I mean, they're both Hall of Fame, future Hall of Fame quarterbacks right there.
Oh my God. No.
You pass on size. You'd rather take intangibles over size? Because I'm what's happening?
I'm not taking a 5'10". I'm sorry. I can't.
All right, so we're passing on Malik Willis.
You're gonna get
5'10".
Is Willis fast? Is he fast?
Yes.
Faster than Hurts?
Yes.
Stronger than Hurts?
Who cares? He can throw the football.
Oh my God, no.
Oh my God, you're gonna keep the guy that can squat 400 pounds, or what was it, 600 pounds? I don't even care. But you're gonna take that guy because he can squat. Squatting isn't gonna help you throw the football, Jalen.
No. I'm taking another year. I'm taking another year on Hurts, and then if he doesn't pan out, you draft one next season. There's better
Evan,
quarterbacks
short,
to draft
right?
next season.
There's life is short, right?
Huh?
Life is short, right? Like,
oh my God,
we don't have all.
We're not in a win now mode, Jim. We're not.
Anybody can be in a win now mode, Evan. Look at the Bengals. They built their offense young, and they got the quarterback. And then
all right,
they drafted 2 wide receivers.
They have a top 10 running back. They have the best wide receiving core in the league.
Okay. And how'd they do that?
Joe Burrow.
How'd they do that?
No one was expecting Joe Burrow to have the season he had this season after coming off an ACL.
Okay, and nobody's expecting Willis to play well in his first year. So what's the point?
No,
and then T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Who's to say that can't be Devontae Smith and Chris Olave or Garrett Wilson or Drake London or Treylon Burks? Who's to say he can't be those guys? But it doesn't matter if you don't have the quarterback. Like we
We'll
talked about
see,
this in
man.
the playoffs.
Could have had Mixon. No.
We did pick
I
our
think sticking with those bigger guys who can run is just we don't need another ant to get squat.
I mean, we had that guy in Carson, right? Evan, did you freeze on me? Or did I freeze on you? Evan? Okay, looks like we got Evan just freezing on me. It looks like I don't know what's going on right now. But yeah, I just think that if we were to go with a round one wide receiver, pair him up with Devontae Smith, and then you get a Malik Willis or a Matt Corral, have the offense build young. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Wink. So it's not me, it's Evan. I will let him know now. But build young, right? So you build young on the offensive side of the ball, and you do exactly what the Bengals did. I mean, obviously that's what's working now in the NFL. Either go that route or you spend an enormous amount of money and trade away all your picks, like the Rams did. But the Eagles never did that. They're not going to do that because they want to keep all their picks because they want to prove that they are able
Kicked me out.
to. I didn't kick you out.
He kicked me out. It's all
I
right.
didn't kick you out. I mean, I'll kick you out when I think
No.
you deserve to be kicked out. But I didn't. You weren't on my nerves that much. But yeah, I just think you build young on the offensive side of the ball through the draft, and then on the defensive side, you sprinkle in picks here and there, and then you sign solid veterans like a Marcus Williams, who you couldn't get because you didn't have any money, or a freaking Bobby Wagner, who you're probably not going to get because you're not in win now mode, and you haven't been in win now mode because you've been a below 500 football team since Super Bowl. So what is happening here? I don't know.
You have a bunch of draft capital that you can use, but I don't see him taking a quarterback. I don't at all. I
Yeah,
think
Mr. Wayne.
you just wait till next season.
Yeah, disagree.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to.
Life's too short to wait another season in the
Oh
NFL.
my gosh.
You could be flipped like that. Look what happened with the Eagles, Evan. Were we expected to win a Super Bowl that year?
No.
Were the Bengals expected to go to the Super Bowl this year?
I mean, dude, you were even saying Carson Wentz was you're showing glimpses, you're seeing a ghost of Carson Wentz or something that year before. And then
Okay.
he had that great season.
All right. And who's to say
Dude,
that?
anything
But
there
who's
wasn't
to
a
say
lot
that
of
can't happen with Malik Willis next year? If you draft him this year, and then he just goes off in his second year in the NFL, who's to say that can't happen there? Is that going to happen with Jalen Hurts?
and also wait, to that Bengals rebuttal, look at everybody else in the playoffs. All those teams made it the season before. Mostly all of them.
Not the Bengals.
Yeah, that
And
was
they're
just
the ones
that
that
was
came
one
out.
team. That was one team.
Cardinals didn't make it.
Yeah.
Okay. The Cowboys didn't make it. They turned it around real quick.
They,
Who else? The Raiders didn't make it. Who else? I mean, I would say what? Maybe
those
six.
were all first round exits, though.
But Evan, there's a major turnaround rate when it comes to NFL playoffs because it's a week-to-week game. This isn't
I
the
mean,
NBA where you
we
have the
coulda
same guys in every single year in and
we
year
could
out.
have easily lost that Super Bowl run in the first round. And it's just about getting lucky. We got lucky.
Oh my God.
Did we not?
Did the Bengals get lucky building this team?
Dude, the Bengals might not even make the playoffs next season.
They'll
You
make the
never know.
playoffs. All they did was get better on the offense. Like where they needed improvement, they got better.
That's because that's on GM. That's on GM.
Did Jesse Bates get signed, by the way? Because if Jesse Bates didn't get signed,
that's on GM.
I don't. This is why it's agree to disagree radio, right?
My Wi-Fi is bugging. Oh my god.
Oh, they franchise tagged him. Yeah, I don't know. Howie will draft Pickett then a wide receiver, trade 19 back to the late 20s, pick up an extra second. Next pick's 29, cornerback, 2 picks in the second round, safety from Georgia, running back from Michigan State. So that's John. That's what Malmos thinks.
That might be Howie. That might be Howie's burner.
That sounds like a Howie Roseman
Yeah.
draft pick. Like no defense, no defense. Maybe you get cornerback. I don't see Howie going through the first and second round and not drafting at least a defensive lineman or an offensive lineman. So if you think that that's the case, I would say instead of Walker, you probably go D tackle. And if that's the case, I might be okay with that. I'd much rather have Pickett or Willis or Corral, but I don't know. What do you think we get from Miles? Because we haven't signed Miles yet, so we could use him for trade bait, maybe.
I think you get a fourth rounder for him. I feel like it's just more valuable to keep him.
All right. So John brings up a good point. So Miles would be a fourth rounder, and I agree with you. I say we keep him, and then we just let him walk in free agency.
And Dillard.
Dillard, I think you could get a second for Dillard. I don't think you could get a first.
You could probably package both for a second, I'd say.
Who, Dillard and Miles?
Yeah.
And then Hurts. What do you think you get for Hurts? I would say
Fifth.
a second and a fourth, maybe.
For Hurts?
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts.
All these people are delusional. I mean, I think you just showed what you actually think of Jalen Hurts by saying a fifth.
No, I mean that's what I thought you were gonna say, but
I'm
not gonna over evaluate him like that. I know that he still needs to grow, but I'm not gonna say and he's worth a second rounder right now. I'm not a closeted Hurts fan. I'm a Eagles fan. Like you like to say. I'm not a Wentz fan. I'm an Eagles fan.
Okay, and I'm an Eagles fan too, and I think that having Jalen Hurts as your quarterback for the second year in a row is going to make this franchise digress immensely. Immensely. Okay.
You lost me. You lost me. Just like my connection's getting lost soon. Man, I don't know.
Yeah, that's my take on the Eagles. Nothing's going to change your mind. So
yeah,
nothing's going to.
Nothing until the draft will change my mind. If we draft a quarterback,
yeah,
so be it.
The only thing that we know about the draft is it's going to be really fun.
Yeah,
it's going to be a fun draft. Yeah. It's going to be fun to watch everybody's reaction on A2D radio too.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be somewhere together, fucking watching it. So
yeah,
I don't know what's going to happen with that. Jalen Hurts gives another 9-8.
Yeah, Evan, there's a lot of people on my side saying that if we have Jalen Hurts, it's going to be a very average season unless we get one of these quarterbacks that have no film on them that actually know how to throw the football. Molly Mall says third and fifth for Hurts. So yeah, that's around where I am. Second and fourth, or third and fifth, either one.
I don't know. I just don't know that having another QB plan next year, Aaron's gonna have to go and make another offense up. All this other stuff.
He just used the one that he did last year before he realized that his quarterback couldn't throw the football.
On Malik Willis?
Fuck it. Why not?
He better be able to run. He better be able to start running.
Ethan Peck, we appreciate the super chat immensely. He says, get a wide receiver and a defensive back. I don't care about the rest. Yeah, I mean, I would agree to that. Unless you want Zach Pascal to be your starter.
Safety corner. I think safety corner. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I mean, wide receiver, you could probably go and get a wide receiver in the second round, but I'm sure some of them are gonna fall.
I think Chris Olave is gonna be a stud, dude.
Yeah,
I don't want Treylon Burks. I don't want the big guys that don't know how to run routes, because that sounds a lot like JJ Arcega-Whiteside to me.
But you need the big guys. I think we need a bigger guy, like a DK Metcalf type guy. but
Would you
like
trade?
just to go up for those 50-50s. I mean,
But who's throwing on the football?
oh my gosh, bro. Just go with it, please.
And how are you going to pay him? What do you mean go with it? Who's throwing on the football?
Pay who? Pay who?
Who's gonna? How are you going to pay him? Because he's going to get a contract soon.
I'm
He's
talking
probably going
about
to get $35 million a year.
I'm talking about drafting. Not I don't want DK. I was just talking about drafting.
Oh, okay. Would
I
you
want
trade for him?
a bigger guy. Like not obviously not anybody with like JJ Ortega-Whiteside, but somebody who's able to have that, who can jump, who
Dorial
can.
Greenbeck.
Oh
Oh, somebody who
my
can jump. You want Jalen Rager? He could jump
my
really high.
God. Sorry, I don't want the what is it? The
I want
practice what is it? Practice God or whatever they called him.
no. Evan, I want a wide receiver who is a crisp route runner, who can catch the ball and who could run after the catch. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't
We
care
don't have
about how
many
big
guys
you
who can
are.
run after the catch. We don't.
Size
For
doesn't
the
matter.
exception of Goddard, who the hell do we have? We had Zach Ertz a few years ago. Couldn't he was scared to get tackled.
Size doesn't matter, Evan.
Pause. James Harden Embiid moment.
Eagles talk. Eagles talk brought to you by Gleason's Bar. Ray, cheesesteak day was last week, so I hope you checked out Gleason Bar during that phenomenal national holiday. Gleason's Bar located at 6700 Mill Creek Avenue, Levittown, PA. Use the promo code A2D for 10% off your order. However you get it, you could dine in, you could take it out, or you could order online. Check them out, Gleason'sBarandSteaks.com.
Nice.
Also, fan up, the best way to enjoy fantasy sports, daily NBA contests, and more. Set your lineups and win an immense amount of money. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use that promo code A2D for 5,000 bonus points. That is a $50 value. FanUp.app. Also, rant booth every Sunday morning, Sunday afternoonish, all campus in Ocean City. We thought the weather was turning, and then down here in Atlantic City, New Jersey, Galloway, New Jersey, to be precise, it was 30 degrees and snowing today.
Snowing, yep.
So
it was just what, 75 degrees a week and a half ago?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we promise you it's going to get warmer down here in Ocean City, down here at the shore. When it is, come to the boardwalk in Ocean City. Check out All Campus, giving away 20% off of everything in the store, including hats, shirts, and team cornhole sets to all of the subscribers. So check them out.
Nice.
All right, let's get to some Phillies talk, and then we'll get to our weekend winners, and then we will head out of here. Phillies, I mean, they had a huge lineup today. There's Schwarber, JT, Harper, Castellanos, Hoskins, and then I think it was Segura wasn't in. It
wasn't Didi, was it?
No. Stott and Bone played today. I know that. I don't know who the 6-hole hitter was though. But
I'm looking forward who's going to be at that third base on opening day, because I mean, I think it might be, but honestly, Stott's going to give him a run for his money.
Yeah,
they're the same age, so.
And you think Didi's just going to stay there at shortstop?
I think so.
I would think
his defense was so sketch last season, though.
But I would think that you would probably have to move Didi to third and put Stott at shortstop if Stott's going to start right away. But I don't think you could just give up on Bohm like that.
Yeah.
I just don't think you can. Like, are we going to have another Scott Kingery 2.0 with a first-round pick? By the way, Kingery's down in training camp too. He's hurt.
Yeah.
Like, what's he going to be? Is he going to be our utility guy?
Probably not. I don't know.
Like, he literally forgot how to play. Like, I don't know if he ever knew how to play baseball, but once he got that millions upon millions of dollars for literally no reason, he just forgot how to play the game of baseball.
Sounds like Robert Covington when you get if you know
Robert Covington never knew how to play basketball.
It feels like every single somebody we pay all those big bucks to, for the exception of all our guys like Embiid and all them, but once you pay these guys, they lose motivation. and then they want to go to LA. They don't want to stay in Philly. Why would you want to stay in Philly? Go get paid millions in LA or New
Carson
York.
didn't lose his motivation.
Yeah, because he only cares about fucking Jesus and shooting guns. Like
Was there
that's
a
why
comma?
Indiana was a perfect for him.
Wait, was there a comma in between those two words?
Yes, there was.
Okay, just making sure.
Not
Yeah,
no.
you were about to have to go to confession.
Pause. Yep.
So I think come opening day, Stott's going to be down in AAA, and I think around June time he'll come up.
Yeah.
Or if there's an injury, he'll probably
I
come
think
up.
if Didi does not improve from what last season was for him, I think that they will move him up and then just have him. I don't even know what they could do with him. I mean,
Well,
if they want Stott to play, like if there's games where Schwarber doesn't play, and they put him in what left field.
Well, here's the thing: you could put Harper in center field. You could put Nicky Katz in right field and put Schwarber in left field, and then you can make Didi your DH.
That's not bad.
And then you have Stott at shortstop, Bohm at third.
That's not bad at all.
So if that's the lineup, it would probably be Schwarber batting first, playing left field, JT batting second, catching, Bryson center field third, Hoskins at first base fourth, Castellanos fifth, or you can flip flop them, and Castellanos will play right field. Sixth would be Segura. He'll be at second base. He was the 6th hole today, by the way. Shortstop will be Stott. He'll probably bat seventh. Bohm would bat eighth, playing third, and then Gregorius will be DH.
There's gonna be a lot of home runs this year. I can tell.
Yeah, and I think it takes a lot of pressure off of Didi if he's just DH and not having to worry about playing the field.
Absolutely.
Like you literally all you need to do is tell him to hit a home run here and there because you have players in the lineup to protect him. You have Schwarber. So, Evan, you got to get Evan has to get the trolls away from his system to stop. Like it's like Howie Roseman is in his house at his router, just chewing away like a rat. That's what's happening to Evan Taylor's Wi-Fi system right now, just freezing again. Evan, I'm gonna have to remove you, buddy. Let me know when you want to come back. Yo, Don. Running solo for a little bit until Evan figures out his Wi-Fi issues. Also, Don, we were talking about the possibility of the Eagles drafting a quarterback in the first round, and if that were the case, Jalen Hurts would be traded, and we came up with the teams that he would go to, and Detroit was one of them. Detroit, Tennessee, Houston were the top 3 options if we draft a quarterback in the first round. So I don't know if Don, you're up for Jalen Hurts coming to your football team. And while Evan gets his Wi-Fi situated, you see Don's little Don's little emblem on his username. That's because he is a member here at A2D Radio. We're giving away jerseys left and right. You're allowed to appear on the shows whenever you want. We have 15 live shows a week. We're going to have members-only streams, weekly shout-outs, and, of course, the weekly sports picks from Nate Moss of the Money Pot Podcast and Willie Vegas of the Flagship. So make sure you guys check out those members or the membership. The link's right in our comment section on YouTube, so make sure you check that out. And Don's saying that he wants nothing to do with Jalen Hurts. Oh, we're on the iPhone now.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know what's
happening
going on
right
with my Wi-Fi. I have no idea.
Usually it's me.
No,
my Wi-Fi is all green now tonight.
Yeah, it's changing off every single time. But no, I like that lineup though a lot.
Yeah, and then you won't have to worry. Oduba will be a bench guy. Vierling could be a bench guy. especially since Vealing's right-handed and Odubel's lefty.
Lefty, yep.
So whenever Schwarber needs a break in the field, you bring him in. Like, there's a lot of possibilities you could have if you want Stott to start right away.
Mhm.
Especially since Odubel's going to be out
Yeah.
for this next month.
And it really all depends on – I mean, we can talk about offense all we want, but when it comes down to it, I'm more nervous about our defense because there's speculations about whether Castellanos and Schwarber are good defensive players. I mean, it's not that hard to be a good defensive player in the MLB, but I feel like it all comes down to the pitching. If your guys aren't showing up in your bullpen, you're going to need to be scoring like 8 runs a game.
Well, Evan, speaking of that bullpen, guess who everybody's talking about now? I know he gave up a home run today, but before today, he was 5. He made 2 appearances. He retired all 6 batters, and he had 5 strikeouts. Guess who that was?
Who?
Just one of the fan favorites here on Phlite Zone.
Sir Anthony Dominguez?
Yes, sir. But he gave up a homer today, so
it's all right.
But
clean slate.
But apparently he's getting his fastball back up there. So we'll see what happens. I was watching it a little bit today. So if he's in there with Knievel, you have Knievel, him, Familia, Brad Hand, Coonrod, Alvarado. Like you got some fire in that bullpen. And we all know bullpen is a year-to-year thing.
Yeah.
So hopefully all these guys just find gold this year and we have a just absolutely nasty bullpen. So we shall see what happens with the bullpen. I think what you said, the main concern will probably be consistency with those middle tier guys. Consistency with Schwarber, with Hoskins, with JT.
No.
Like
because they are streaky guys.
Well, yeah. And we know Bryce and Nicky Katz are going to do their thing. It's just a matter of if JT does his thing, if Reese does his thing, if Schwarber does his thing, if Segura, did I say Segura? If Didi does his thing.
Yep.
Because if those middle tier guys do their thing, there's no way in hell we don't make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm saying they should at least make it by the first round. Look at our what we have now. I think it's what NLDS or
I think you at least have to make it to the divisional series.
Yeah, NLDS or bust. That's all I'm saying right now. If you don't make the playoffs, this is Big L.
Fire Girardi.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Dombrowski did his job.
He's on thin ice.
Yeah, Dombrowski did his job.
Yeah.
You have a solid starting rotation. You have a solid bullpen, and you have a hell of a lineup.
Mm.
I think people are overrating defense. I think if you do the Bryce Harper and center field plan, and you have Stott and Segura starting second base, shortstop, and you have JT at catcher, the center of the field is set. And if you have a good center of the field, from catcher to center field, then you're going to have at least an average defense.
Oh, yeah.
Boehm's going to have to hold his own at third base, though.
Mm-hmm.
And if Boehm starts to stink, then you bring in Didi to play third base, and then Boehm can be your DH.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Reese Hoskins needs to learn how to catch a fly ball.
Yeah. That was bad. Yeah, he needs to improve.
Yeah, Don. If the Phillies don't make the playoffs this year, I may retire from sports.
Yeah, that would be a massive punch in the balls for us. That, like, I don't need to be dirty, but that would be.
We got to clip that.
We
got to clip that. Make that a sound.
Yeah. That would be.
Yeah. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. 11-11, make a wish.
They've been I don't mean to keep saying it, but they've been punching us in the balls for years now.
Yeah.
Like they've been having those hot starts in the summer when they were 8 games above on top of the NL East. And then whether you like September, hello.
Just major league collapses.
Yep.
No pun intended, but it's just horrible. Marky Mark says Stott's going to be the third baseman. Yeah.
See.
I don't know. I don't trust the lineup with either Vierling or Odubel in it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So, for your preview, I have them winning the NL East. I trust them that much. I think the Mets are going to collapse because of the Mets. The Mets are the Cowboys of baseball, only they haven't won anything. I mean, they have won stuff, but not nearly as much as the Cowboys. Nationals, no. Marlins, no. And then the Braves, who, yeah, they got Chapman, I think, or Olsen, whoever it was, that first baseman from Oakland, and then they let go of Freddie Freeman. Acuna is going to come back, but I think we're going to outlast them, and we're finally going to win. I mean, we've had leads at the top of the NL East in August and September over the last 4 seasons, and we've collapsed it, just total collapses. It's not going to happen again this year. We're winning the NL East, and we're going to go to at least the NLDS. That's what I'm saying for the Phillies. What do you think?
I can see the same thing. I just think that, like I said, if they stay consistent and actually win some back-to-back games when they have double headers, that would be very helpful. But I just feel like those division games are going to be huge. You can't be split in series against the Marlins. You can't be getting swept against the Marlins, against bad teams in the clutch time of the season, too.
Yeah. You can't be getting swept by the Diamondbacks. And Howie Roseman is attacking your audio system right now. Like, absolutely just. Howie Roseman is attacking your audio system right now, whatever that is.
Is it mine?
Yeah.
Because I hear it on yours. Yeah, go put yourself on mute. Yeah, I can't.
Nope, it's yours. It's 100% yours. It's yours. Oh, and there we go. One-man show tonight, boys. Yeah, Mr. Wing. Phillies are going to be fun to watch. We're going to get into weekend winners now, and then we're going to head off. Evan will be back on. He's just having an immense amount of technical difficulties tonight. Weekend winners brought to you by the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. Many of us and our families deal with mental health and addiction issues. We are happy to support the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. If you need help, please call 856-651-8117. Again, weekend winners brought to you by the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. I got a loser for the week. It's going to be Evan's Wi-Fi / audio /
dude, I was
technology.
Gonna say yeah, whoever Verizon, crumb of the week, crumb of the lifetime.
It's Verizon. Verizon's I mean, I live in the woods, so I know for my shows, I think every week I have an issue with Wi-Fi. Tonight I've been good, knock on wood.
Yeah.
But I also think it's because I'm not streaming anything right now.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not watching any sports.
Yeah.
Like, when we live react, when I have Hulu has the late live sports on, that's when the show starts to like collapse for me.
Yeah.
But
we had some light pole down near the neighborhood, so I don't know if that has something to do with it. I don't know.
yeah, I think it's Carson Wentz just invading you.
It's Carson. It's the ghost of Carson, dude. He's haunting me.
Yeah. All right. So an actual loser that I have this week, and it's not really a loser because I don't want to call anybody a loser in the city. It's more, for a lack of a better term, loser. And it's going to come with the heart and stuff. Anybody that's taking these games seriously right now. Because we all know that it doesn't, and I know I've overreacted to it. And I'm trying to just pump the brakes with it. But last night did not matter. Back-to-back nights in LA did not matter. The Brooklyn Nets game did not matter that Evan went to. Spent a lot of money on. That did not matter.
It wasn't a lot of money. I could have sold it and made a lot of money. But...
yeah, so Evan lost. Evan lost a lot.
Yep, I did lose.
But yeah, anybody that's taking them seriously, everybody that's saying that we lost the trade, we didn't lose the trade because the guy still isn't even playing that we traded. Would it be nice to have Seth Curry right now? Yeah, but it seems like JJ Redick is an actual possibility now after what he tweeted. So
Yep.
everybody needs to pump the brakes on the Harden bashing. Once we blow it in the second round, that's when we can start bashing and saying,
Yep.
"I told you so." That's
Yep.
when we can start doing it.
I don't
And
want to say I told you so. I don't want to say that like I had to last year. Not to you, not only
yeah,
to you, but to everybody who's on the Tobias Harris train when he scores 20 in LA. He does it every year. Come on, he does it every year.
you get the floor, Evan. Go on. What's up with Tobias?
And it's just like there's so much. I'm not a Tobias hater because I was never overall a Tobias hater. I'm just more just it's just digging into my brain. It's burning into my brain that we're paying this guy like close to $40 million a year or $35 million. It's burning. Like it hurts
Yeah,
to watch sometimes. Like when he can't make free throws. I know Embiid's been struggling with free throws. I don't know what that's about. Harden missed those free throws to lose a game. And to point out something real quick, I'm slightly concerned. Slightly concerned because it's all about when you get hot in this league.
Mhm.
Atlanta Hawks, they got hot at the right time, right?
yeah.
They got hot against the Sixers. Really? Would they go like 6 against the Knicks or 5 or 7 or something like
Five,
that?
5,
5.
because
Okay.
the
So they
Knicks
were
won one playoff game and they celebrated like it was
yeah, like the
freaking
finals.
1990.
Yeah. So they were hot. They were legitimately hot not all season, like during the playoffs.
Yeah,
Now, if we go against the Celtics, who are actually just had a massive injury on their team. What was it?
Robert Williams.
Robert Williams, huge injury for them. But if you go against a team like the Celtics in the second round, I don't know that
That just has Game 7 loss written all over it.
it does. It really does. That has
Like that's my
literally the
biggest
Atlanta
fear.
series on us. Yeah, it makes that. That's why if we get hot now, it will be. I like the place where we're at. I like the fourth or the third. I think it will help us for seeding, I guess, like because
Yeah,
if
if
you
you
look
get
at it, if Boston stays at 1, they're gonna be playing either was it the 7th or the 8th? It depends on who loses, right? It's a single elimination?
yeah, no. What for the play-in tournament?
Yeah, or is it's not single elimination.
It's
The winner just goes on to play for the
yeah, it's
last
the 7 and 10 play each other, and then the 8 and 9 play each
okay,
other, and
yeah.
then those two winners will be the 7th and 8th seed.
So, I'm guessing that the Nets will be the 7th seed, and
Yes.
then the Raptors we'll say the Raptors will be the 8th seed or something like that. So, Celtics will play the Raptors,
Yeah.
and if all goes true, who is it? Who's second right now?
The
The Heat?
Bucks. The Bucks.
Bucks?
I mean, it's literally a dog race between 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Celtics, Heat,
It's all within a game or a half
Celtics,
game,
Heat,
right?
Bucks, and Sixers. Yeah.
So, if you stay right here, you're gonna be playing Boston in the second round.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
play then you can either play the Bucks or the Nets in the last round
yeah. Yeah. I
instead of going
mean,
right to the Nets. If you're the first seed, you're gonna play the Nets in the second round for sure. Then you're gonna have to play the Bucks. And a lot of people get it mixed up. Everyone's saying, "Oh, Sixers fans always want the." Somebody was commenting on Tom's show. I think it was Bill, one of the one of the crumbs. Bill was saying that we want the easiest ride or something like that. It's not about that. You've seen that Joel Embiid and James Harden have been getting the shit kicked out of them. They're tired. If you go and sweep a team that like the Bulls, you could probably sweep the Bulls,
you could sweep the Bulls, you could sweep the Cavs.
Cavs. You can sweep any of those teams like of their stature. That's only you only play 4 games then. And then if there's other series that are going 7,
Especially in
you have
the first round, there's going to be dogfights in the first round.
yeah, and if you can get through that easily, you'll have time to rest those players.
Hmm.
So that's like that helps you. That's an advantage.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, dude, I hear you. And I think the best case scenario would be We get the 3 seed, and we verse the Bulls or the Cavs. Heat get the 2nd seed, and the Heat will verse the Raptors. So then in that second round, we would be able to take care of either the Bulls or the Heat, or the Bulls or the Cavs in the first round, and then come second round, you'll play the Heat, and then you'll avoid the Bucks and the Nets up until the conference. Yeah, like that is the best case scenario.
Yeah, for sure.
So we want
there
the
could
third
be
seed.
injuries. There could be so many other things happening. Because I mean, players get hurt. KD's old. KD's getting old, and he was limping He was limping. There was a few games he was limping last playoff series last year, and the year before that he had a torn Achilles. So Kyrie Irving's back. Whatever. Like we'll see what happens with that. And Ben, you never know with Ben. No one knows. So
dude, he might not play this entire season.
That's crumb worthy.
Like, could you imagine?
That's bad. He's gonna show up in the finals, but I'm okay.
Nah, if he should. So I think there's probably a 65% chance that he comes back, and that'll probably be the first round. Like, do you think he plays in the play-in tournament?
Yeah, they won't. They won't need him unless they play the Raptors. That would be kind of scary. If the Nets were to play the Raptors and
the Hawks, if they play the Hawks, if Trae Young just goes off,
it's one game.
It's one game. It's a tournament game.
7 final.
It's a tournament game.
Yeah.
Like we saw what St. Peter's did to 2 powerhouses before they ran into North Carolina because it's scripted, as Don says. There's no way in hell that this tournament was not scripted to have Duke versus North Carolina in the Final Four in Coach K's final year. There's no chance in hell.
God.
The amount of money I lost.
Choked every year before this.
The amount of money I have lost because of North Carolina and Duke games this tournament is just unbelievable. Thank you, Vince McMahon. Thank you. I got to start investing in Tesla because that's where the real money is.
Yes, sir.
Sports gambling is just insane unless you're getting picks from Nate Moss or Willie Vegas.
Hell of a segue.
Just saying, become that member.
Yes, sir.
Jake's saying he'd be shocked if Ben came back. One more thing before we move on to more winners and losers. I just got a quick hypothetical because we can't have nice things in the city of Philadelphia. Which would hurt less? Sixers lose in Game 7 of the second round this year again, or the Phillies missing the playoffs? Which would hurt less?
I think the Sixers.
You think that would hurt less?
With the teams that are being built right now, you could say I'll take a loss against the Bucks or the Nets with full strength. They're teams that are better than us.
All right, so say it's the Celtics.
That's or the
different. The Heat.
That's different. The Heat, but the Celtics, I would be very, very upset. But I mean the Phillies, we've been waiting for such a long time for this. Yeah. This is Bryce Harper's legacy.
Dude, just think back to how beat up we were after the Raptors and Hawks series. Can you imagine if it happens a third time? Like I don't know if I can answer that's going to be next week's poll. Poll of the day.
That's a good one.
Poll of the Bay. Yeah, we'll make that a poll next week. And I know we're going to get
excited for this Phillies team, like for the playoffs. Like Red October, I want to see it more.
Dude, there's.
I don't want to say. I don't. I wouldn't say that. I would rather see a 76ers championship than a Phillies right now. So I mean, it kind of goes against what I said, but they're not done. The Sixers aren't done after this season. They have options.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't even imagine.
The Phillies don't have options after this season.
The colossal failure that would happen if we don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, there's no options for the Phillies next season. They'll have money.
Yeah, and Jake brings up a good point too. The playoff format. I mean, they do have money because there's no salary cap, and the new playoff format brings in an extra team.
Yep.
So they really don't have an excuse.
They fucking better make it.
I mean, Vegas is only putting them at what, 84.5 wins? Is that enough for the
Yeah.
playoffs?
I guess going 500 will make the playoffs this season. So book it. We're making it. What do we got? Booger McFarlane in chat.
Dude,
Raptors at Heat. Kyle, I play his former team. We got Booger McFarlane in the chat. That's funny because they're always in our chat. Which is thanks for coming out. But what are you saying?
All right. The Phillies are getting at least 90 wins. Slam in the alternate line over 89.5. They get at least 90. All right. We got to talk about the Oscars real quick. So Matt says loser of the week, Chris Rock. And then William comes in and says Will Smith should have slapped the dude who slept with his wife. So I just think an overall loser from that night is just Hollywood in general.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
it's just an absolute shit show.
And anybody who actually watches that shit.
Well, the
I'm
fact
sorry.
that, like, I know Will Smith won his first Oscar last night, but and that's only because it got mentioned because he slapped the shit out of Chris Rock.
Yeah.
For literally no reason. Like,
Yeah.
it was a horrible joke. Like, first of all, it was a joke. Second of all,
Yeah.
it was a horrible joke. Third
Yeah.
of all, you can't just go up on stage
And assault somebody,
and
basically.
slap this like when it got sent in our group chat last night. I didn't actually see the video. I was like half asleep when it got sent.
Yeah.
I was like, what happened? And then I actually saw the video today because I saw a lot of people like speculating that it was fake. I don't think it was fake after what I like seeing the video.
Yeah. And when he started screaming, like,
Dude, he got the eyes from Jada that said, "Oh, he just made me. He just embarrassed me." So Will got up because Will laughed initially.
Yeah, he did. He did. That means
And you
he's
could
on
tell
the
it was a
leash.
fake
He's on the
laugh.
leash.
Like, it was a fake laugh too, because it was a horrible joke.
Yeah, it was. But I mean, Chris Rock says stupid shit all the time.
Dude, I love Chris
You should
Rock.
expect. Yeah, I do too. You should expect shit like that to come out of his mouth. But I mean, Will just took it way too far. I think he's a loser. I got him as a loser because he's worrying about other guys' names and his wife's names in their mouth. Like his wife's mouth's been everywhere. So like if that was any other guy, if Dwayne Johnson made that joke, do you think he would have slapped him?
No.
Exactly.
No.
Because he wouldn't be a real man and do that.
Yeah.
Or would he? He would get snapped in half.
Yeah.
He had to pick on little Chris Rock.
And Chris Rock, like what they were saying, like I forget who said it in our chat. It may have been Pete, but he said something about Chris Rock's chin. Like, that was a fucking hefty slap, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
I
shocked.
feel like it was more just like this. This is what hit him. It wasn't even like the fingers. This was like, this was almost like bone.
And the way that just Chris Rock just played it off perfectly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think it was staged? Do you think it was all staged, or do you think it was real?
I said it in the group chat. It's what they do for a living, so it wouldn't surprise me. But at the same time, I don't know. That just looks so real. But I mean, so did WWE when I was like 10. So I really don't know.
That was a hefty slap, dude.
It was. But the sound effect too. Like, what else could have made that sound effect?
Yeah. Yeah, I know Will Smith is a bigger dude, but he's not doing that to The Rock. He is not doing that to The Rock.
Yeah. That is, I don't know. I didn't like seeing that. I don't care if he's from Philly or not, because he moved to Bel Air, so don't matter.
Yeah. Matthew says Villanova. I think
don't know about that. I don't.
Jay Wright in general, dude. I know they lost one of their main guys. Name's slipping me right now.
Moore?
Yeah, Moore. Thank you. But this entire season, they've really only played with 6 guys, and that 6th guy has been their bench guy who's going to be replacing Moore, and he's good. He's good. He could jump in and fill in right away, and their 6th guy is going to be Arcidiacono 2.0. They're
They
little
remind me
brother.
of the Jazz. They really do remind me of the Jazz, the Villanova team. Like they're
Just the
just
way they just keep filling in.
yeah, they're all great role players.
Yeah.
There's not that one guy who's a projected top 10 pick or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They just have a bunch of dogs and a coach that knows what he's doing.
Probably once Coach K retires, Jay Wright's probably going to be the best coach in the nation.
Best, yeah. I'd say so too.
Yeah. And he's made the Elite Eight in 16, 18, and now. In 16 and 18, he won. He won it all. So,
Great
and they
team.
didn't even have a tournament last year.
Yeah.
So 3 out of the last 5 years, Jay Wright has the potential to win the title. That has not been done since Wooden, who is probably one of the best coaches of all time.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
So Jay Wright is forever a weekend winner.
We'll see.
Yeah, Mr. Wing, tell us how you really feel.
Mr. Wing would get slapped by him too. Nah, Mr. Wing would take that. But like, it just took so much, Jimmy. It took so much, probably for. Do you think that Rock wanted to punch him back or no? Or do anything back?
No, because I think Chris Rock is like a professional guy. Like he was just doing his job, and I think he realized that he couldn't do anything back because they were on one of the biggest stages in the world. Mm-hmm. I know it's not really that popular anymore, but it used to be, and it's popular around the world. And I think he's a professional guy that knows, like, I can't react to this right now. I need to do my best to just save it. And he was so in shock that it saved him, and he reacted perfectly.
Yeah.
And Will Smith just said F the FCC with his language.
Yeah. Another one before we go, a loser. What was that one lady's name that literally nobody likes? She was talking something to Steve-O. What the hell was his name?
In what regard? Like what?
She was saying some joke to Steve-O about Ryan Dunn.
Like Steve-O from Jackass?
Yeah. What the hell's that one lady? Like she was roasting Leonardo DiCaprio or something like that too.
Oh. I know who you're talking about, but I can't.
Amy Schumer?
Yeah, Schumer. Yeah.
Crumb.
Yeah.
I hate her.
Like,
I hate her. She was saying something like, "Oh, I'm so sorry about your friend Ryan Dunn. Like, a lot of people wish it was me." And then she started laughing, and no one was laughing.
Yeah.
And like,
she's a Hollywood scrub.
Yeah.
A lifer in Hollywood. That's what she is.
Terrible.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. And, you know, millionaires that try and tell us what to do. Yeah. It's same old bullshit. And then they live their luxurious life in California.
I bet that's what KD wanted to do when who was it? Was it Nick Cannon who was? Remember when he was on the ESPYs or something like that?
Yeah,
I think it was Nick Cannon, and when he said something about KD switching out teams or something like that, yeah, that was funny. So I could have definitely seen something like that.
Will says it was staged. I thought it was staged initially, but then I saw the video. But then I also realized that they are actors. So maybe Hollywood is that much of a crumb and that much of losers that they have to stage a fight to try and get more views for next year. Because I could totally see that as well. And I could totally see Will Smith and Jada Pinkett in on it to get money. So I don't know.
Nope.
Yeah, it's a harsh reality that she'll never see because
she'll be in Atlantic City. Let's go throw ice at her like we did with Lil Wayne.
Gotta throw snowballs at Santa Claus.
Yep. Will is an elite actor, but Rock isn't. I mean, dude, Rock isn't really an actor. He's a comedian.
Yeah, he just plays himself in every role that he's in. Like I think he plays himself well.
Yeah. He's funny. He's funnier than Will Smith, no doubt.
So, yeah, here's another thing that I want to discuss because whenever like live television has to get cut off because of profanity,
Mhm.
they usually like just blank the screen. Like they blank the
Yeah.
screen, pan it to somewhere else. If they
Mhm.
actually bleeped out the curse words as he was doing it, that has to tell me that it was fake, right?
I think there's like a 10-second or 20-second delay from actual live to inaction when it comes to stuff like that. Because all the shit they say, I think there might be a delay, but
Well,
you could have been on something with that because
you remember
how would
Jason
they know to
Kelsey's?
bleep that out? How would they know?
Jason Kelsey's speech when he was speaking and he was dropping all those F-bombs on NBC Sports Philly, they muted him and they were just panning over the city
Yeah,
of how many Eagles fans there were
yeah,
because that wasn't staged.
yeah.
They were
No,
like, "Oh
no, it
shit,
wasn't.
he's saying this right now. We got to do something."
Yeah,
If Hollywood didn't know that this was happening, how did they know to bleep it out like that?
yeah, yep.
I don't know. Yeah, we shall see. Yeah,
And then Will went off and started crying like a little bitch. Like, come on, stop, Will. You got to
Yeah.
stop getting
I'm gonna
womanized.
be real with you. I thought they broke up. Like I saw the meme
No,
of Will
no.
Smith like a few months ago when he was crying because of the
Yeah,
interview.
all those memes that came out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought they broke up.
yeah.
I
I
didn't know
feel
they were
bad
still a
for him.
thing. I
I feel
don't.
bad for him.
I feel bad for a millionaire. Go ahead.
No, I do. I honestly do. Like, not. I mean, that's messed up. Imagine your wife just like cheating on you. You have kids, but
It's
just in that
Hollywood. It's
aspect,
the Hollywood life. I mean, you
it is.
signed up for that type of bullshit.
That's true. That's true. When she did used
I
to date
have no
Tupac.
sympathy for those people. None.
She did used to date Tupac. She
She
got
still
him on the
wishes she
leash
does.
now.
Yeah, he's almost a freaking billionaire. Like, don't get me wrong, Philly pride and all, but I'm not gonna get to the point where I feel bad for him because he has a shitty wife.
That
Dude's
is
a
on him.
billionaire.
Though. That is on him for
Like he
picking
made that decision. He
Yeah.
signed up for the limelight. If you can't live it, oh well. You don't get my sympathy.
The
Man, that could be a hot take. I don't care. I honestly
good,
don't care.
the nice guy. Jimmy's the nice guy. That's funny.
So, I think another weekend winner, and this is really just a weekly winner in general. The tournament, just insane. I
Mhm.
know I was shitting on it a little earlier because Duke and North Carolina set up in the Final Four. I'm not a conspiracy theorist saying that sports are fixed.
If Duke
I
wins, it's fixed. If Duke wins, it is fixed.
see. I think they already got what they wanted though. A Duke versus North Carolina Final Four. Like,
Yeah.
I
Either one of them. I feel like if North Carolina wins, they'll lose in the final. I think that's how it's going to go.
yeah.
Because
I
then I think
just
you have an edge off the other.
I just honestly it all goes back to the Calvin Ridley stuff.
Mhm.
If people start to find out that sports are fixed, they're going to lose a lot of revenue, right?
Yep.
So it's hard to say that this type of stuff is fixed. It's hard. It's hard to say it. It's hard to make an argument for it, even if you think it is. Like this could honestly just be the Cinderella story for Coach K. You
Yeah.
get to verse North Carolina in the Final Four.
Mhm.
Like I'm surprised they put them on the same side of the bracket because if they really wanted it, it would have been Duke North Carolina national championship game. That's
Mhm.
impossible. So it's going to be Final Four.
Yep.
So
We'll
we'll
see.
see. Yeah.
I do hope Villanova wins, but I
Yes.
wouldn't be mad if North Carolina. I don't like Duke. I'm sorry, Coach K. I hate Duke. I hate it.
Yeah. I mean, it also is crazy because there is a lot of parity in the NCAA this year, and it
Mhm.
ended up being 4 blue blood schools in the Final Four: North
Yep.
Carolina, Kansas, Villanova, and Duke. Like
Yep.
4 powerhouses, 4 powerhouse programs.
Yep.
Like you didn't get Baylor sneaking in, you didn't get Texas Tech
Nope.
sneaking in. You got the 4 schools that have been there year in and year out.
Was Houston in the Final Four last year?
They were.
Yeah.
They were.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nah, Villanova's had a great tournament this year. It's been a great
Mhm.
tournament in general. That's why the NCAA, well, not the NCAA, but just these kids in general, they're all going to be winners of the week for me. So,
Mm-hmm.
All right, you got any last comments?
Nope. Said.
All right. Phlite Zone, always brought to you by Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Everybody pray for Evan's Wi-Fi next week. Pray for my Wi-Fi next week.
Jamie, yours is what's the over/under on our
yeah. Wait,
connections?
what are the odds? Am I the favorite to lose connection next week? Or are you the favorite?
Well, maybe. We'll see.
Dude, I think it's a pickle.
I might have to make a call after this show. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna text with my boy Carson, tell him to cut you off. All right, guys, have a great week. Stay safe. Let's hope that the weather turns again. Pray for 70s.
Please.
Have a great one.
So.